हम लोग बीबी रज़ा डिग्री कॉलेज वुमेन से है और हमारा 7 डेज एनएसएस स्पेशल कैंप है हीरापुर में, जिसके लिए हम एनएसएस के लिए एक पूरी टीम आई हुई है हमारी, और ये टीम अलग अलग कम्युनिटीज़ में डिवाइड की गई है, जिसमें हम लोग अलग अलग वर्क करने वाले हैं। जैसे हमारे पास सर्वे है, लिटरेचर पर सर्वे है और बहुत सारे काम है, जैसे कि कुकिंग कमेटीज अलग है, क्लीनिंग कमेटी अलग है। हमारा मेन मोटिव है कि हम यहाँ पर आकर टीम वर्क को जाने और उसके बाद यहाँ पर गांव के लोगों की जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है वो हमारा मोटिव है कि हम गवर्नमेंट तक पहुँचाए और उनके प्रॉब्लम्स को शायद थोड़ा बहुत हम कम कर सकें।
ख्वाजा बंदेनवाज ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಬಿ ರಜಾ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಕಾಲೇಜು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸೇವಾ ಯೋಜನೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಶಿಬಿರ ಹೀರಾಪುರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸ್ತಾರ ಇದು ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣ. ಇಡೀ 7 ದಿವಸದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ವತೋಮುಖವಾದಂತಹ ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛತಾ ಆಂದೋಲನ, ಶೌಚಾಲಯ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮತ್ತು ಆರೋಗ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು ಒಂದು ಸಮೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ರಕ್ತದಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು. ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ 7 ದಿವಸಗಳವರೆಗೆ ಈ ಹೀರಾಪುರ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಂತ ಲಕ್ಷಣ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಿಬಿ ರಾಜಾ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ which is organizing a 7 days NSS camp to inculcate scientific temperament amongst the younger generation. Now the need of the hour is rationality, logic and scientific temperament. NSS is to develop a social relevance amongst the education to the youths. So the youth development or the potentiality of the youth can be harnessed and used to the optimized extent for the rural development. I'm sure that this 7 days program which has a social relevance and a need-based program for this village. And I appreciate the involvement of the headmaster of this school and the local panchayat members in this. I'm sure that after 7 days, the Hirapur will be facelifted and fine-tuned in its endeavor for a healthy society. Thank you.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं प्रिंसिपल बीबी रज़ा डिग्री कॉलेज और मेरे स्टाफ के साथ मैं हमारे मैनेजमेंट का बेइंतहा शुक्रगुजार हूँ, जिन्होंने ये कैंप ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए, हमारे सदर साहब का बेइंतहा शुक्रगुजार हूँ जिन्होंने ये कैंप ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए इजाज़त दी। और सबसे बड़ा मिशन हमारे कैंप का जो स्वच्छ भारत अभियान का जो मिशन है, बतौर ख़ास ये मेंशन करना चाहूँगी कि यहाँ पर ये गवर्नमेंट हायर प्राइमरी स्कूल में हमारे बीबी रज़ा ख्वाजा एजुकेशन सोसाइटी के बीबी रज़ा डिग्री कॉलेज की जानिब से 2 टॉयलेट्स बनाए जा रहे हैं, जो कि इनके लिए वक्फ कर दिए जाएंगे। ख्वाजा बंदेनवाज इंस्टीट्यूशन के यूनिवर्सिटी और ख्वाजा एजुकेशन सोसाइटी और बीबी रज़ा डिग्री कॉलेज के जानिब से ये स्कूल के लिए वक्फ कर दिए जाएंगे। इसका मुझे बेइंतहा खुशी है, मसरत है कि हमारे NSS वॉलंटियर्स इस काम में अपनी मदद करेंगे और इंशाल्लाह जो सर्वे वर्क है, जो हीरापुर में जो सर्वे वर्क करेंगे, इंशाल्लाह जो यहाँ के जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं ग्राम पंचायत चेयरमैन के ज़रिए से हम लोग गवर्नमेंट तक उसको पहुँचाने की कोशिश करेंगे और इंशाल्लाह ये कैंप जो है ना, ये हीरापुर लोगों के लिए एक फ़ायदेमंद साबित रहेगा। इसके साथ मैं दुआ गो रहूँगी कि मेरे NSS वॉलंटियर्स को जो है ना अल्लाह ताला सेहतमंद रखे और हमारी ये कोशिश में कामयाबी अता करे और हमारे ख्वाजा एजुकेशन सोसाइटी और ख्वाजा बंदेनवाज यूनिवर्सिटी के अहदेदारों को अल्लाह ताला सेहतमंद और तंदुरुस्ती बख्शे। अल्लाह हाफिज़।
ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಹಿರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಶಾಲೆ ಹೀರಾಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಬಿ ರಜಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ದವರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಏನು 1-2 ಸಲ 3 ಸಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಬಂದರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿವಿ. ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡ ನಂತರ ನಮ್ಮದು ಏನೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ತೊಂದರೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿವಿ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇದರ ವಿಷಯ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಣ್ಣ ವಿಷಯ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ, ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿಷಯ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಣ್ಣದು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಶೌಚಾಲಯ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು.
She was from Switzerland, some European country, very elderly lady, about 70. Now when she was coming back, it was my turn to write. I asked her, how did you feel scribbling something in this ashram? Initially did not respond, she did not understand. Then I said casually, you have written something after visiting this. How did you feel? Then she suddenly said, oh, for a few seconds I was feeling that I myself was Gandhi. So going to a place, reading something, assimilating something brings transformation. And the transformation in the youth is the purpose of this NSS. So people went and asked Gandhi which education he must follow. Then they said, to quote him, I don't want the education to be formal. To quote him, I will just quote Gandhi. I think Madam must have already briefed you. He said, I don't want my students to study about poverty and untouchability within four walls in a classroom. I repeat, I don't want my students to study about poverty and untouchability within four walls in a classroom. I don't want my students to sit in the library and submit a paper or a thesis for MPhil or PhD on untouchability or poverty. What I want is, whatever the students were in the college, whatever the knowledge you have assimilated from the textbook or the library through your lectures, assimilate it, go back to the community from where you have come, use this knowledge, bring a transformation in that village. That sort of education I want. So it was more of confused. What is it? Once he says a school, once he says so much people, they thought. And then on the 24th of September 1969, on 24th September 1969, NSS, that is National Service Scheme, came into existence when our own Karnataka minister was a central minister whose name was Dr. Rao. When he was the education minister, NSS came into existence. Negative attitude is that nexus. In each success, he always sees failure. If anybody is a positive attitude, they praise him, they award him. If there is a person who is negative attitude, they will punish him. But out of these two attitudes, there is another attitude which is most hazardous, and that is indifferent attitude. Indifferent attitude is that you don't have any concern to the society. I live for myself, I live my family, I live for my wife, I live my kid, I live for God. But if you are living for yourself, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. So what is this indifferent attitude? If there is an accident which has taken place, if you don't help them, 100% it is called as what is called as not a positive or a negative. In 2005, our college is MSI College. I think many people are knowing. MSI College is near a stadium. And just opposite to stadium, there is a blind school. It's a government blind school. And there was a divisional level NSS camp where about 200 to 225 boys and girls were staying. Now it is 7 days camp. At that point of time, it was 10 days camp. So they were staying there. In the evening after the cultural program, before dinner, some boys and girls of PUC, along with their lecturer who has PhD in political science, they were going for a walk in front of that stadium. Now when they were going for a walk at about 7:30, there were two boys who were blind by birth. They were coming on from the other direction. They were going to their hostel. And in the night time, they were coming walking with a stick which symbolizes their blindness, and one lantern is a kandil or like a torch. They were coming. So we the educated, we PUC second year student, we lecturer, MA political science PhD, we thought, ಮೊದಲೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ ಕತ್ತಲಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಕತ್ತಿಲಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಂಟಿರಿ, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅದನ್ನ, do you have any common sense? We have already blind, we don't have anything. How is it that you are walking with a lantern? And then those two boys, they said, this makes the difference between who is educated, who is not educated, who is literate, who is illiterate, who is knowledgeable with qualification, but who is knowledgeable with wisdom. Then one boy said, he said in Kannada, I'll try to, he said, sir, we are blind by birth. In our life, there is no sunrise, sunset, there is only sunset. You leave us alone. We will go to Vijay Vidyalaya, we will go to Kamath Hotel in Timmapuri Chowk. We ourselves will come back and go to our respective rooms, and we don't need anybody's help. We don't need anybody's help. When we go to our hostel, there are about 10 trunks. I will choose the one trunk which belongs to me. I will not unlock the adjacent trunk. But why we are carrying this lantern? Because men with eyesight like you, lest you should not hit us in the darkness, for your safety I have brought this lantern. Now the question is, who is at fault? They are blind, but they have a vision. We have an eyesight, but we don't have a vision. NSS makes you a cataract surgery. Those who lose their eyesight are subjected to cataract. When once the cataract surgery is done, they get back their eyesight. So NSS makes you to undergo a cataract surgery. We are blind because we don't have a vision. And through NSS, we get what is called as a vision. The Urdu medium, we became independent. Prior to that, East India Company, Lord Macaulay came. We left our Urdu, left our Kannada, we started A for apple, B for bat, twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder what to art. So we embraced English. Britishers have left, but Britishers' English is still an intrinsic personality ego of an educated Indian. If a bus is going from Hirapur to supermarket, in that city bus, one old lady, about 70 years old lady, कुछ तरकारी लेके बस में चढ़ती है, वो आपको कन्नड़ा में बोलती है, उर्दू में बोलती है, मैं यहाँ तिम्मापुरी चौक में उतरना चाहता हूँ, जो थोड़ा जगह दो बिठाने बैठने के लिए, तो आप बोलेंगे अगर मैं जैसे पढ़े लिखा, अरे चलो जी आगे चलो आगे चलो. So she speaks in local language, she is illiterate, she requests to offer a seat, but we did not offer, we said, nadi aage chalo, nadi munde. But if there is a gentleman or a gentle lady who comes with a western dress, a flying or a ribbon goggle, and then speaking in polite English, excuse me, I just want to get down at Timmapuri Chowk, will you offer me a seat? You will get up and give your seat to her. Why this? Because as long as a nation doesn't recollect its identity or a character, it cannot grow. All the honors about what your teachers, what your parents have said, enriching it, add something from your side, and then after your birth, leave it to the next generation. And it is this continuity of education in India. Have you heard about archaeology? Archaeology, like biology, is a discipline. Archaeologists say that in India, the past is living in the present. The past and the present, together it is going to the future. So that is why in India there is a continuity. So when you are this education, you can develop or change your attitude. A famous management guru has said, what is it that I can change in you? What is it that we can bring revolutionary changes you? It's only one thing. If I change your attitude will go up. So attitude determines your altitude. And any people who doesn't know his blood group, he is not a member of a healthy society. When I know my blood group, I can be given, I can be a beneficiary, I can be a donor also. So blood donation is the prime importance in NSS, that's number one. Second most important is Shramadana, that is physical component. The third one is NSS is empowerment. Empowerment is strengthening from education through literacy, through education, anything for that matter. So that's number one. Now fourth important is conducting a survey in this village. How many people who are old age citizens who have been denied or who have not got pension? Identify that. If there is any widow compensation pension which has not identified that, bring it to the notice of Panchayat, they can do it. Going for plantation. The need of the hour is plantation. In the last more than 80 years, the lowest temperature that has dipped in USA was yesterday, day before yesterday. It was -15, -20. The global climate is changing, and this global warming will take us to one stage where they become irreparable. So watering the plant symbolizes that when you water a plant, the plant grows. When the plant grows, it gives a shade, it gives the flower, it gives the fruits. Today you have watered it, but you are not going to be the beneficiary. Today you water it, and one day it will be a benefit to your next generation. Lest your next generation should not curse us. Oh, our parents and grandparents, they were horrible. They have not left even a single tree to show that this is an apple tree or this is a neem tree. If they have to show a tree, they have to go to the first standard, what is called the textbook. So that tree plantation, environmental awareness, pollution, banning the use of plastic. Remember, out of all pollution, the first pollution is mind pollution. If your mind is polluted, everything is polluted. If mind pollution is removed, so you can start remove that I don't want to use the plastic. I will pledge that I will plant one tree, not just planting. I will protecting. As a mother socializes a child, so also planting is easy, but socializing is most important. Better not to plant, but when once you plant, you have to take care of it. So plantation program is there, leadership qualities are there, and the list goes on. So what is it that NSS has done in India is, number one, blood donation has become the most positive attitude of the younger generation in India throughout the world. Number one. What usually, my brother suddenly had a cardiac problem. He was admitted to MyCityOnline hospital from Bidar in Hyderabad. They said your arteries have been blocked, you need surgery. So when they surgery, he asked at that point of time, about 10 years back, we want 15 bottles of blood. Then I went on searching 15, how to get Gulbarga mein kahan milta. So one student of mine, student who was doing medicine, he said, "Sir, come today evening to dental college where we have a function. You can just make an announcement." So I went there. They were dancing with the music. I said, "I need about 12 bottles, 15 bottles of blood with this blood group. If anybody is ready." Believe it or not, they stopped the dance. They switched off the music. At least 20 to 25 people, boys and girls, they said, "Sir, we are ready, we are ready." And today, the change of attitude of blood donation is the need of the hour. Second most important, organ donation, corneal web. And HIV infection has been brought down. It is because of NSS. Now that it is slowly sidelined. But till yesterday, when we were NSS, in all NSS invitation cards, HIV awareness was compulsory. In the Northeast, HIV infection is highest among the students in Northeast. Not because of other things which we think. They have a habit of drug addiction. They change one syringe, inject the same syringe with the drug, and they share with friends, sharing the solidarity. And that infection has come down. It is because of HIV awareness through NSS. And as far as toilet concern is concerned, Vidya Balan, you have seen in television, Jahan Soch, Wahan Sauchalay. So this cultured or healthy society, when you go to any 7-star, 5-star hotel, when you go to an airport, when you go to any multiplex, you love to use that washroom. But when you go to a bus stand or a railway station, even not forget about loving. I just control myself and say, "Oh, let me go back to house." As long as the day when a toilet in a bus stand or a railway station is on par with a 5-star hotel or a 7-star hotel, that country is called as a developed country. And believe it or not, the need of the hour is what we have done only as a case. I think maybe knowing, I was going from this Santosh Theatre, Udnur Tanda antidini. In Udnur Tanda, our boys and girls, 45, we stayed there 8-10 days. We have constructed 45 individual household toilets to 45 families and one community toilet for the school under the World Bank, and that is why government of Karnataka has recognized the only college in India.
आज जो हमारे मैडम साहिबा लोग क्या करें हमको, "सर, हम आपके पास आके काम करते हैं", बोले। क्या काम करते मैडम बोले? "नहीं, हम NSS काम करते हैं।" NSS मीन्स तो सबको आप सर ने बता दिया। कोई भी नाजुकपन इसमें नहीं चलेगा, जो आपको अच्छा रहना है, अच्छा फिट रहना है, हेल्थ को अच्छा करना है, तो NSS में तो आप काम पे रहना जरूरी है।
सर, Rajendra Deputy, sir, my colleagues and dear NSS volunteers and the staff members of this school and the non-teaching faculty of our college, the NSS volunteers, Assalamu Alaikum. At the outset, as a president of this function, I am very much thankful for the team of NSS officers and members who decided to invite. बहुत सारे लोग इनविटेशन चीफ गेस्ट के लिए बहुत सारे लोग मिल जाते हैं, मगर बड़शेशी सर जैसा चीफ गेस्ट मिलना ये हमारी खुशकिस्मती हो सकती है। ये इसलिए है, NSS कैंप इतना आसान नहीं होता जितना आप लोग उसको सेंस कर रहे हैं। चीफ गेस्ट को इनवाइट करने का बड़शेशी सर से बेहतर इंसान है कैंप के लिए मेरे लिहाज से एक बेहतरीन मुनासिब शख्सियत यही हो सकती है। क्योंकि NSS का मतलब यह है कि जैसा कि मैडम ने कहा कि नॉट कीवर्ड, ये एक हमदर्दी का जज्बा हो। हमारे एमपी बोलते कि कभी कभार कभी डांट पड़ती है तो बोलते क्या मैं लगा माई का घर खाली है। माई का घर खाली का मतलब तकब्बुर किसी भी शय के लिए अच्छी चीज और कोई जानवर तकब्बुर नहीं, ये आपको होना चाहिए। और हम लोग अशरफुल मखलूक़ात हैं, हमको तमीज़ है कि तकब्बुर क्या चीज़ है और सादा सीधा ज़िंदगी जीना कैसा चलता। सादगी ज़िंदगी, सेल्फ कंटेंटेड ज़िंदगी जिसमें है अल्लाह का शुक्र अदा करकर जीना चाहिए। रहमदिली जानवरों में भी है और वो रहमदिली को महसूस करना और उस पर अमल करना ये सिर्फ इंसानों की बस की बात है। क्योंकि जानवर को जब भूख लगती है तो रहम नहीं करता, चाहे वो अपने पेट के लिए हो या अपने बच्चों के लिए हो, उसको शिकार करना वो उसकी ज़रूरत है। मगर रहम दिली किसी जानवर को मरते हुए देखना, उसको पानी देना, या फिर इंसानों को मरते हुए देखना, उसको पानी देना, या फिर एक सूखे झाड़ को पानी देना, ये भी बहुत बड़ी इंसानियत या फिर रहम दिली का सबूत है। इंसान हर पल रहम दिल होना चाहिए, है ना। ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आपको एनएसएस के, हमारे एनएसएस के स्टूडेंट्स हमेशा जहाँ भी जाएंगे या।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज हम यहाँ पे हीरापुर में आए हैं एनएसएस के लिए। तो आज फर्स्ट डे था हम लोग का, एंकरिंग वो सब स्पीचेस हो गए हैं। तो यहाँ पे हम लोग एक्टिविटीज़ करेंगे, जैसे कि सर्वे। हम लोग बीबी रज़ा डिग्री कॉलेज से आए हुए हैं। यहाँ पे सर्वे करेंगे, कुकिंग, क्लीनिंग। यहाँ पे स्वच्छ भारत अभियान की तरफ से शौचालय भी बनाया जा रहा है बीबी रज़ा डिग्री कॉलेज की तरफ से। और यहाँ पे इसके थ्रू ये मालूम पड़ने वाला है कि यहाँ पे यूनिटी किसको बोलते हैं, कि गरीब लोग कैसे रहते हैं और हम लोग को उनके लिए हेल्प करना चाहिए, उन लोग के दर्द को अपना दर्द समझना चाहिए, लोगों की कमियों को पूरी करना चाहिए और उनको अपना समझना चाहिए।
Respected Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, President of today's function, the staff of the school, my colleagues and dear NSS volunteers. Good afternoon, one and all. In the capacity of NSS officer, it is my proud privilege to propose vote of thanks on this inaugural occasion of 7 days NSS camp of BIBI RAZA Degree College. Operation in organizing this 7 days NSS camp. Thank you, sir. I offer my special thanks and gratitude to our principal madam, Dr.ZEBA, Parveen, for her constant guidance, moral support and motivation, and all volunteers who help to manage this function smoothly. Friends, here we come to the end of the program. Once again, I thank all those who helped us directly or indirectly. Thank you all for being here. Thank you.